Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on Fair M, and today we're going to get to hear from Mountney in Act 2, Scene 1. Now, if you remember, Mountney and Vallingford were both gentlemen who were traveling with William the Conqueror. They came to Manchester because William wanted to woo Blanche until he saw her and found her to be much uglier than he anticipated. But now he wants to woo Mariana instead, who Lubeck is actually courting at the moment, but that's not where we are in the story at this point. The point is, Mountney and Vallingford had traveled with William the Conqueror. Both of them saw Fair M, the miller's daughter, and thought she was the most beautiful thing. They fell in love with her, and they've sort of had this gentleman's agreement that whichever one of them is able to court her, the other one will graciously bow out, like when she makes her selection. So at the top of Act 2, Scene 1, we had Fair M first talking with Trotter, who said that he was sick and he needed her hand in order to feel better, so she gave him her hand, and then he took that as like a marriage thing, and she's like, nope, that's not what I was going for. And then Manville came in, all full of rage, because Mountney and Vallingford had been walking in front of M's house, and she noticed that they were there and maybe said a couple of words to them, not in any sort of sexual inviting type way, just like acknowledging that they existed. And Manville is now convinced that she doesn't love him anymore, and she's making an idiot out of him, and she's like, you're being silly, like I just looked at them, there was nothing that happened, it wasn't even like a sassy look, it was just like, oh, there's people there kind of a thing. But Manville goes storming out in a huff. And Mountney came in, and she's like, I just can't. I don't want to deal with you. And he's trying to like spout poetry at her, and she's like, la la la, I can't hear you. And he's like, oh, is she deaf? And she's like, whatever these words, like, are you talking to me? Whatever these words are that you're saying, like, no, I can't hear them. I'm not acknowledging them. I'm leaving. Goodbye. So she walks away, just absolutely shutting him down. And Mountney has a moment on stage by himself at the end of the scene where he says, farewell, my love. Nay, farewell, life and all. Could I procure redress for this infirmity, it might be means she would regard my suit. I am acquainted with the king's physicians, amongst the which there's one, mine honest friend, Signor Alberto, a very learned man. His judgment will I have to help this ill. Ah, M, fair M, if art can make thee whole, I'll buy that sense for thee, although it cost me dear. But, Mountney, stay. This may be but deceit, a matter feigned only to delude thee, and not unlike, perhaps, by Vallingford. He loves Fair M as well as I. No, not half so well. Put case, yet may he be thine enemy, and give her counsel to dissemble thus. I'll try the event, and if it fall out so, friendship, farewell. Love makes me now a foe. And that's the end of the scene. And admittedly, when I first read this, like, it's cute and it made me chuckle, and then I was like, oh, what an idiot by the end of it, because it is kind of cute and silly, and he's sort of an idiot. So at the beginning, he's being a little melodramatic about the fact that she won't talk to him, and he's like, I'm gonna go see my friend, who's one of the king's physicians, Signor Alberto, and I will buy whatever potion is necessary to cure her of this ill by which she doesn't love me and doesn't want to talk to me. But then in the middle of it, he's like, wait a second, hang on. Maybe she's just messing with me. And maybe it's because of Vallingford, because Vallingford also loves her, not nearly as much as I do, but maybe he got to her first and told her to mess with me. So now he's gonna go and try to find out if Vallingford put M up to this. And he's like, if he did, then like, never mind, he's not my friend anymore. We're gonna be enemies from here on out. So a little bit of the entire world revolves around Mountney going on now, where, Vallingford would have gone out of his way to tell M to mess with him, so blah, blah, all this stuff. But anyway, it makes for a fun little rom-com thing, and this is a comedy after all, so let's go with it. Let's have fun. Let's see how Mountney decides he's going to mess with Vallingford, and let's see who Fair M ends up with in the end. Will she be able to repair things with Manville? We got a ways to go. We'll figure it out. But but come on back tomorrow for more. I'll see you then. Mwah.